Israelis are working to recover and rebuild their communities in the wake of this deadly war with the help of a volunteer-based medical organization, United Hatzalah. It responds to emergency situations in minutes, sometimes on motorcycles, and is free of charge. President and co-founder of United Hatzalah, Eli Beer, joins us now. Eli, good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
What was your job on October the 7th, and what is your job to this day?
Well, we are an immediate response organization, a volunteer organization within the community. So we're spread everywhere. We're a crowdsourced volunteer. If you think of Uber, but for life-saving, and we come for free. So we have volunteers all over the Gaza Strip area, like Yishuvim, the kibbutzim. Any kibbutz, we have trained people who are paramedics or EMTs, and then whenever someone is choking, having a heart attack, they're the first ones to be notified so they can respond there in 90 seconds and save people's lives. 6:30, our lives changed. 6:30 on Friday, October 7th.
Your system must have just lit up.
It started coming from all over. We started getting calls from mothers who were saying we're hiding and they have terrorists outside. We started getting phone calls about missile attacks. We started getting calls about shooting everywhere. It was a disaster happening at literally 6:30, 6:45. I got to our command center, which is in Jerusalem, and I was shocked. We had all our dispatchers just answering phone calls from different areas. All of a sudden, we get a call about one of our volunteers in Sderot, who was responding on one of these ambucycles, and he sees 20 terrorists in front of his eyes, all with machine guns, and he has a pistol on him, and he's a paramedic. He pulls out his pistol, holding the handle, and he just shot 4 terrorists. One of them he was able to eliminate, and then they shot him back. They hit him on his face, they hit him on his leg and arm, and that's when I realized, being in the dispatch, hearing all these incidents happening everywhere, he's yelling, a war, a war, a war. I was like, what are you talking about, a war? It wasn't a terrorist attack, it was a war.
Oh my God. And what happened to him?
He was seriously injured. Luckily, another volunteer who came arrived at his car, and then the volunteer who came didn't even know it's so bad. He thought it was just a shooting or something, and then he got bullets all over his car. He ran away, but he threw his bag with medical supplies towards Chaim, who was the volunteer injured. Chaim took bandages to stopping his bleeding in his face.
Oh my God, so he survived?
He survived.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Your organization really is a shining example of how things can be done in Israel, because it's Jews and Christians and Muslims all working together for a common cause. I mean, that's extraordinary here.
Yes, and even now, we have 700 volunteers who are Muslim, and they're working together with the Jews all over Israel. And unfortunately, we lost a couple of volunteers. 2 volunteers were brutally murdered. Brutally murdered. One of them was a Muslim volunteer from Nazareth, the city Nazareth, the famous city. He was an incredible paramedic, a young guy who came to help in that festival. He was a standby paramedic in case something happens. You know, sometimes people get faint. Yeah. So we always send paramedics to all
So he was there at the Supernova?
Yes, he was there all night, paramedic. And then in the morning, when they started shooting, he ran over to a girl who was shot 4 times, trying to save her life. And he's a paramedic of Hatzalah, and he saw the terrorists coming towards him. He didn't run away. He was trying to save her. And when they caught him, they started shooting him in his legs first, realized he's an Arab, and they tortured him for a long time. We found him in the condition we found him, we couldn't even recognize him.
Oh my God.
That was the first volunteer murdered. And the second volunteer came from a Jewish city, Kiryat Gat, and he was fighting. He came with medical supplies, but then he realized this is a war going on, so he started fighting the terrorists, and unfortunately he didn't make it.
So the Hamas terrorists, when they discovered he was an Arab, they didn't let him go, they tortured him to death?
They tortured him more than they tortured others, because they looked at him as a traitor. He was wearing the Hatzalah jacket, and we actually had a third volunteer who was saved, a doctor from a Bedouin city who was driving to the hospital, Barzilai Hospital, and he got the call from Hatzalah. Like everyone else, we get a call, we run, we don't ask questions. You see us all over Israel. We were there in 90 seconds. He gets the call about a shooting in a highway, and he gets there, and he sees cars. Like, he didn't understand what was going on, so he went out of the car and shooting towards him. He starts yelling in Arabic towards he knew it was terrorist, and he starts screaming in Arabic, stop, stop, I'm an Arab. And they ran over, they caught him. They realized he's an Israeli Arab Bedouin. They saw his vest, they saw he was wearing he had this exact same vest. And they hung him on a pole, tied him in the back of a lamp pole, and just for 9 hours he was stuck to the pole. They were shooting near him. They said to him, we're going to show you how he killed Jews. He was a doctor saving people.
Oh my God.
And for 9 hours he was traumatized. We found him hours later. We thought he was killed because we found his jacket, his Hatzalah vest, full of blood nearby, and we thought, okay, he's dead. Luckily, we found him. So we had a total of 8 people who were injured, volunteers. 2 were kidnapped with their spouses, and 2 were murdered.
It's just horrible stories, and yet they still go out there in harm's way every day.
And we continue. We're still there now.
IsraelRescue.org is the website. You take donations at. I know that you bought $15 million worth of medical supplies in recent days, but there's much greater need. Eli, thank you for coming in and sharing these horrific stories. This is what happens when you face terrorists.
And I just want to say that I personally have a tremendous gratitude to the American people who are watching us. Israel would never be able to fight our enemies if we didn't have our brothers and sisters who are protecting, praying, supporting, and continue supporting and praying.
Eli, thank you so much. God bless you and your organization.
And you should look on IsraelRescue.org, support United Hatzalah.
All right. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sandra?